So I have a couple things for us to talk about here at the end of the year, and I need to start with a couple pieces of sad news. So some of you know freshman Eleanor Dillman's father passed away last week in an accident. So we'll send out an email with details. There's a viewing on Thursday. The funeral is Friday at 2. There'll be a way for you to sign up if you'd like to go to the funeral. We'll arrange as much transportation as needed and as we can. But I want you to join me in supporting Eleanor and her family in this time. I wanted you to know that. The other thing that is hard to deal with right now is that some of you know yesterday, again, a gunman walked into a school in Texas and killed 21 people, 19 of whom were children. And I went back and I actually, I've been thinking about what to say at the end of the year for a long time, and I went back after yesterday and I pulled up what I said 10 years ago at morning meeting after Sandy Hook. And I read through that, and I remember then that there were all of these emails because people were kind of shocked that this was happening. And I think people are still shocked that this is happening, but also not shocked that this is happening because it keeps happening. So as I've been thinking about this in the end of the year and all of this stuff, I've been trying to figure out what to say. And sometimes when I do that, I come back to things that have given me comfort. So like today I wore what is my most comfortable outfit to be a head of school in. And actually before the morning meeting, I went over and listened to the orchestra because creating music always gives me comfort. And then the thing I kept coming back to that I wanted to share today is my favorite poem. And then I'll talk about it. So this is Why I'm Not a Painter by Frank O'Hara. I am not a painter. I am a poet. Why? I think I would rather be a painter, but I am not. Well, for instance, Mike Goldberg is starting a painting. I drop in. Sit down and have a drink, he says. I drink, we drink, I look up. You have sardines in it. Yes, Mike says, it needed something there. Oh. I go, and the days go by. I drop in, the painting is going on, and I go, and the days go by. I drop in again, the painting is finished. Where's sardines? I ask. All that's left is just letters. It was too much, Mike says. But me, one day I'm thinking of a color, orange. I write a line about orange. Pretty soon there is a whole page of words, not lines. Then another page. There should be so much more, not of orange, of words, of how terrible orange is, and life. Days go by. It is even in prose. I am a real poet. My poem is finished, and I haven't even mentioned orange yet. It's 12 poems, and I call it Oranges. And one day in a gallery, I see Mike's painting called Sardines. So why do I like that poem? I like that poem because as an artist, I think about how we have this need, this like psychotic desire sometimes to go obsessively into one subject and have it take us all the way to something else. And as much as I like when the world is complex, to sit in my basement and play all of those video games in worlds that don't exist, where all I have to do is like find the gold dot and kill the next monster and get the next treasure. I also really like living in this world that is complex, painful, and still beautiful. One of my favorite quotes is in an essay by F. Scott Fitzgerald, and he says, "The test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold in one's mind two opposing notions and still retain the ability to function." So the idea that I can believe one thing and then also believe its opposite. Sardines are important to this painting, and then they are not. I can love orange, and I can hate it. Two solutions to one problem and two different versions of the same event can both be right. The world is very, very big, and it is very, very small. It is broken, and it is hopeful. So I didn't really know exactly what to say, but I like living in this space where we can acknowledge the beauty and the pain of this world. And I hope we don't lose sight of that. Mr. Bradley spoke about 10 days ago about the shootings in Buffalo, and he talked about how acts of kindness cannot undo what has happened, but it is by doing these small acts of kindness that we start the undoing. There's no answer to what are we supposed to do, but the answer is also everything. What we're supposed to do is everything. What we're supposed to do is get up and take one step and take another step and hold the door open over there and smell the rain as we walk between the buildings, and laugh at Tom Fitzgibbon's bad jokes, and do our math homework, and go to the baseball game, and the cookout, and the music concert, and enjoy these things. Say I love you to your mom. Text that friend from 8th grade who you know has not changed their phone number, and tell them when you hear a song that reminds you of them. Watch TikTok videos, or whatever you do, because TikTok's probably too old now. Is TikTok too old now? Okay, good, all right. Watch them. Take too many photos, write too many poems, run until the muscles in your legs feel stronger than you've ever imagined. Stop talking in morning meeting long enough to hear the announcements. Make an announcement. Cry when you need to. Hold on to a secret. Bring in a bag of candy to make up for all of those days when you went after every period to get a piece. Be in this world. It's hard sometimes, but it's beautiful. Wherever you're going next year, because this is our last time together, some of you are coming back, some of you are going on. Do everything. Know that we are very, very small in a very big place, but all of those small things make a difference. It has been a good year here. I am proud of you, I value you, and I love you in spite of everything else. Take care of each other. Have a good few days. Seriously laugh at Tom's jokes. He's very sad. He looks sad. Have a great summer, and be there for one another. Off to class.